everybody, this is Sarah Griffith, Star Diamond Beachbody Coach. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that is often everybody's, I want to call it their frog, their thing that they just don't really feel like doing. But it's the thing that moves your business forward. It's the thing that you cannot skip. If you do, you're going to be struggling so much with this business. So today I want to show you a few tips about inviting. That's what today's about. I'm going to show you how I invite, how I go about finding people to have conversations with, and how I track it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is your friend list. Some of you are going to start with very small friend lists. Mine is still relatively small on Facebook. What I want you to do is work on growing that pipeline. When you begin to be a coach, your pipeline is going to be full of your warm market, meaning people that you know. You know, your challenge pack sales may come from your friend, your neighbor, your family member, but eventually that warm market is going to feel cold, and you're going to find that it's time to branch out and be working with clients who you don't actually know. That's sort of when you know you're starting to make it, when your client list is people that have just found you on social media. So one of the things that I want to show you this morning to help you grow that pipeline is I want you to be a part of groups that are, based on your interest. Maybe you have a hobby that you really love aside from Beachbody. Maybe you're into scrapbooking or quilting or, just yoga, or maybe you have a professional group. Maybe you're a teacher and you're in a teaching group, or maybe you're a doctor and there's a certain group that you're in, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, excuse me, I need a nap, and maybe you're in a mom's group. But whatever it is, I want you to become parts of those groups. So for example, I'm going to show you one of them that I'm in. I have hypothyroidism, so I have a thyroid condition. So that's one of the groups that I joined, number one, for support, because it's a difficult thing to have. I'm always learning about the disease as I'm in the group. I will say that not all the time are these groups positive, so I turn the notifications off. Oh, I should have drank coffee before I did this. I'm sorry. I turn the notifications off typically because I don't need to see notifications from this group all the time. There's several people in it. But what I do is, maybe a few times a week, I'll go into this group. I will look at who has recently posted. That person, so like right here, she posted 10 hours ago. She has the option to have add friend requests. If they don't have that option, I don't bother, but she has the option. So what I would do is I would go in, and as long as it was appropriate, I would like her post, and then I would comment. The reason why I'm commenting is because liking isn't enough. She's not necessarily gonna, when she sees my friend request, because I'm gonna send one, she's not gonna necessarily see the connection. She won't realize that it's because we're in the same Hashimoto's group. But that's how I do it. I find people in these groups, I make I comment, like, send a friend request, and I wait to hear back. I wait to see if they accept me. I wait a couple of days. If they don't accept me, I'm so sorry, I do delete their friend request. If they do accept me, then I'll show you that in a few minutes what I do. But anyways, get yourself in some of these groups. What you don't want to do, and what will get you kicked out of the group, is going in here and saying, hey guys, I have a challenge group. It's gluten-free. I know a lot of you are gluten-free because of your Hashimoto's. Who wants to join me? Here's a link to the event. The administrator of this group will be on you like crazy. They will kick you out, and most people in the group will give you a hard time. You will not see much traction. So don't do that. Just be a member of the group. Contribute. Ask questions. Just be there for people, and they'll see, like, okay, you're not out. It won't feel like you're out to just get them in your groups. You're building a relationship, and that's what this business is about. That's what your invites are about, is having a relationship. So, well, the next thing that I do is each morning, one of the first things I do before I start my invites, I do invites first because I found that I hate doing invites, and if I don't do them first thing, they're not getting done. And another thing, I don't want you to be working your business all the time. I don't want you on Facebook 24/7. I want you to have set business hours. During the day that you're going to do your invites, you're going to do the things you need to, and when you're done, you get off social media. because your family and your friends deserve to spend time with you, and you deserve to not completely be on social media all the time. It's exhausting, and I don't want that for you. So anyways, back to what I was talking about. What I do often is I go under friends, and then that's going to bring up my friend list. There's all kinds of options. There's some that are recently added. So I go under recently added, and I go over to them and I click on their name, and I usually will go to their wall. Once I go to their wall, I look to see what they've been up to. Then I will just send them a quick message. I'll say, hey, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Whoops. For the ad. It's nice to connect with you. Then I might ask them a question, or I might tell them why we're in the same group. Or, I mean, she has a sweet little daughter. I might say, love the picture of you and your daughter. So I send that to all of my recently added friends in the morning. So that's like one of my first. So I go back to my friends, recently added, and then I keep track of these people and these conversations. So I have a list in my Google Docs. So if you have Gmail, you have a Google Drive. In your Google Drive, you would just do new and then Google Sheets. And then it's like basically an Excel spreadsheet. Now this isn't the one I use. Mine has tons of names in it, but I made an example one to show you. So what I just did with this person, this M. Nelson, I just had I call them Hey Girl combos. So a Hey Girl combo is just a hey, nice to connect with you. What I do is I write down their name. So her name was M and her last name was Nelson. And then I put the date that I spoke with her. So today is May 7th. May 7th. And then I write typically what the conversation was about. So I write, nice to connect. Thanks for the ad. I will add more info in the more I have a conversation with this person, just so that I know details about them. You know, what do they do for a living? Anything that they tell me, I write it down so I can remember it better. Now, from this list, so that's what I do. That's one way that I invite, okay? I look at recently added. This means you're going to start to show up in their news feed. You are going to start to be somebody that they kind of look at. They're going to look at your wall. When you send them a message, they're going to look at your post. They're going to see who you are because they probably don't know who you are. And then they're going to sort of look at you. And as long as your wall looks good and it looks appealing to them, they probably will start to kind of follow you. They may not even respond to your message, but now they're going to see you. Okay, so now they're going to start to be curious. Another way that you can go about engaging with invites are looking at your posts and looking at who commented or liked on them. Anyone who comments or likes, especially if it's consistent, that's how you know that they are watching you. They're interested, okay? Now, if it's, if it's just like a regular post about your family or whatever, that could be people who are your family and friends. If it's a post about, your eating or your exercise, that's someone who's interested in what you're doing. Now, particularly if it's someone who's like, this is a business opportunity, not a business opportunity post, but this is me talking about the coaching opportunity. I try to talk about the coaching opportunity at least every day, if not every day, at least every other day. So this was a post that I did the other night, and I had about 50 likes on it, which is pretty good for that kind of post. Typically, posts that are business opportunity posts or challenge group posts don't always get as much like, but this one got about 50, and these people commented on them. So not a ton of comments, one share, but 50 likes. So what I would do is I would look at those 50 people, who liked them, who were they? And then of those 50 people, for my conversations, if they're not one of my coaches, like a lot of these, this is one of my coaches, this is my success partner, this is my best friend, this is my upline, this is my coach, this is my coach, this is my coach, this is my coach, my mom, my brother, and then the rest of like these people aren't a lot of these people aren't my coaches. So what I would do is I would just have a conversation with them. I would send them a quick message and I would say, hey, thank you so much for liking my posts or supporting me as I go on this journey and share my life on social media. It means a lot. That's it. Just send them something like that. And they're going to probably write back to you. And 9 out of 10 times they're going to say, you know, of course, you're welcome. You inspire me. I watch you on social media. I watch what you're doing. I love what you're doing. I want to do what you're doing, but I'm scared to do what you're doing. Okay, you will have those conversations, but treat these likes. Kim Carver is one of our corporate trainers, and he taught us whenever we were at a training. He said, the people who like your posts, it's like you're walking down the street. And when you're walking down the street, you know how somebody makes eye contact with you? If they make eye contact with you, oftentimes you smile or you say hi. It's like the, hey, it's okay to, it's okay to interact with me kind of thing. That's what these likes are on social media. It's people's way of saying, hey, I see what you're doing, I support it, and I'm watching you, okay? So have conversations with those people. They're interested. They're your somewhat warm market. Okay, so that's kind of how you want to do those things. And don't expect when you start, when you're brand new to coaching and you're posting your workout pictures, and this is new, you hadn't been doing something like this, people are going to just see it, but probably not like it, okay? Because it's new. So don't be frustrated if your workout picture got 8 likes for the day. Some days mine only gets 8 likes. That's not what this is about. It's not about how many likes you get. It's about your consistency and showing people that you're here, you're not going anywhere, and that you're living a life that can inspire others and that they're welcome to join you on it. So that's sort of how I roll with my invites. I used to do the ABC invite list where I would go down to my friend list and I would start at the A's and I would go through the B's and C's and D's of last names, and I would just go to their wall and comment on their stuff, and then I would send them a message. So there's lots of ways you can go about inviting. I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. So my spreadsheet is very, very basic. It's not a spreadsheet that has anything fancy in it. Some coaches use, they use Streak, which is in Google, and it's very similar. It's just a much more sophisticated tracking way. Some will use, what's the other one? Teamzy. Teamzy, everybody says they love right now. Teamzy costs $30, but evidently it's very awesome. I'm not using it yet. I want to show you the basic way as you're starting. So when you make this spreadsheet, I have tabs at the bottom. You can call the tabs whatever you want. You can make as many as you want. To add a tab, all you do is click Add Sheet, and then it's going to add one. You can double click on it to call it whatever you want, and if you want to move it, you can just you can drag and drop. Okay, so I have to name it. So just test. But anyways, have as many tabs as you want, call them what you want, but I have a tab for interested in challenge group. So these are people who have told me at some point or another they are interested in being a group. These are not people who have followed through. So this list can get long if you've been doing this business for a while. So you want to keep track of that. You want to keep track of the details as to what program were they interested in, what did they share with you about themselves, because that's one thing. Whenever somebody has a conversation with me, I like to ask them questions. I like to learn about them, but then I like to write that information down so I can know who I'm talking to and what I'm talking about, because you're going to be engaging in a lot of conversations, and at some point you're going to forget, who is this person? What did we talk about in the past? So that tab is a very helpful tab. I call these Hey Girl convos. These are just the, hey girl, nice to connect. Hey girl, happy birthday. Hey girl, I see that you are starting to eat clean. I love it. What's your new favorite recipe? This is not me saying, hey, join my challenge group. This is just when I have conversations with people. You want to strive to have at least 10 conversations a day. That's always my goal. Beachbody always told us 3 to 5. And I found that 3 to 5 works, but it'll get you there at a snail pace. 10 to 20 to sometimes 30. Top coaches are doing about 30 new conversations a day. If you're brand new, don't strive to do 30 a day. That will really burn you out. But if you're in this and this is going to be, your full-time job or something, you need to have about 30 conversations a day starting. So anyways, make your goal 10 of Hey Girl combos a day. And then those combos often get moved. As I have a conversation with somebody, they say something like, "Oh, I see you're exercising. I wish I could exercise. I'm trying to lose weight." Because often that conversation comes up. Well, then from there, they get moved. They don't stay on the Hey Girl combo list. They go over to the Interested in Challenge Pack list. So that's sort of what I do. Now, I have a list of people who I think could be a dream coach, meaning I want them on my team. I may have invited them before. They may have told me no, but I'm not giving up. I want them on my team. So you can make a list of people like that who you want to work with. I put down their name. I put down the conversations that we've had the last time and also the date of the last time that we've spoken. I don't want to push too much, so I'm not going to send an invite to that every week, but I want to be pretty consistent and I want to be persistent so that I can hopefully get them on my team. I've had to be persistent with a lot of my coaches, and I've learned that it really does pay off. They're worth working for. And then I have a tab typically for sent business opportunity information. So I put their name, the date of the conversation, and the details. Now, this is somebody who I would have invited to a sneak peek into coaching or a live event about coaching, or maybe I sent them the business opportunity call, or maybe we got on the phone together and talked about coaching. I don't know, but I write down those details. So those are the tabs that I use, and that's how I stay on track with my invites. It's how I know that I'm getting stuff done because it's very visible. There's no question of who did I invite today or did I invite today. It's right in front of me. Sometimes it's in front of me and I see, oh crap, you only invited 3 people today. That's not going to move your business forward. And the seeds that you're planting this month, these conversations in May or whatever month it is that you're doing this in, these conversations often are not this month's challenge pack sales or this month's new coach to your team. These are seeds. You are planting seeds down the road. And every month you are harvesting last month or the month before or a year ago's conversations worth of efforts. You're harvesting those efforts, and that's when you see it come into fruition. It doesn't happen right away. So that's why this is so critical to your business. If you don't do this, down the road, you're going to be stuck. I hate to be that blunt with you, but I'm serious. If you don't invite and you don't have a focused, effort like this, it's not going to work, or you're going to do it at a turtle pace, and I don't want that for you. So that is a little bit about inviting. Now, obviously, once you feel like this person is really interested in your challenge group, you might have your Hey Girl conversations and it's going in the direction that they are interested in what you're doing. Ask them questions about themselves. Why are you interested in this? What's your eating look like in a day? How's your exercise? What kind of exercise did you love? Okay, are you nervous about Shakeology, or what hesitations do you have about it? If you can relate to them and you can say things like, I understand, I felt the same way too. I was so nervous to spend this kind of money on Shakeology. I was afraid I didn't like it, but guess what? I actually do love it. And 2 years later, I still drink it daily. So if you can kind of relate to them and their concerns that they have, it'll really help solidify their trust in you and the fact that, you're like them. You were a challenger at one point. Show them that. Tell them what you were afraid of or what you were nervous of, but why you like it. Do not send them when they say, I'm interested in losing weight. Do not jump the gun. Do not say, I have a challenge group starting on Monday. It's 30 days. We're going to have accountability, recipes, motivation. You can do the 21-day fix, and you get Shakeology with that. It's $140. I have a link to my site. Here you go. Oh, and by the way, did you want to sign up to be a coach and you can save 20%? If you say all of that in one conversation, they're running for the hills because you've just overwhelmed them. This is going to be a new journey for them. Most of them are nervous. Most of them are not so sure that they can do this. Your role is to be the light and show them that they can do this. So whenever I say inviting, It doesn't always mean that. It's not the yucky kind of invites. It's forming the relationship so that down the road the conversations can be invites to your challenge group or can be invites to your coaching opportunity. If you have somebody who you think is a dream coach, don't be afraid to message them and say, hey, you inspire me, or hey, you are doing exactly what I do as a coach, except I know you're not getting paid for it. Have you thought about helping others in a way that could benefit you financially? Ask those kind of questions. Don't be afraid. The worst that's going to happen is that they tell you no. And if they tell you no, no often means actually not right now. So many of my clients have told me no before they told me yes. So don't let it discourage you. I tell my new coaches this. Think about it as waitressing, if you ever waitressed before. Whenever I was a waitress in college, I always offered appetizers. I always offered, having an alcoholic beverage or dessert. But when they told me no, when I went up to a table and they were all done eating and they were stuffed, and I said, were you interested in dessert today? We have XYZ, or I'd show them the options. They would often say, oh, no thanks, not today. I didn't pout the rest of my shift because somebody told me no to dessert. I didn't take it personally. They just weren't interested right now. When they come back next time and they see that we have this fabulous lava chocolate cake with strawberry drizzle and vanilla ice cream, maybe next time when they're back, they'll have my cake. But this time they didn't want the cake, and that's okay. But I planted a seed. I let them know we offer dessert. Be similar with that. Don't take this personally. You just offered, they weren't ready. Okay, so think of it that way. I don't want you to be afraid to invite. I want you to get good at it. The faster you can get good at inviting, the faster your business is going to take off flying. So I wish you luck. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. You're welcome to follow me on my social media platforms. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel, or you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest. I hope to connect with you. I wish you luck with your coaching.